Hello everyone, today is Friday, January 4th, 2019. You can see my computer clock on my right. Our videos are always recorded in real time, preferably before the market close, and never a market replay, never a historical look back. These trades on the chart are what unfolded today as they happen. On my left is the time and sale, so you can confirm the price. The E-mini S&P currently trading at 2528.50 at 2:49 in the afternoon Eastern Time. And so a big surprise here, the top performer of the day is the DAX, and so if I squeeze up the chart we can see the equity curve in its entirety. So once again the DAX proving it can recover from a drawdown, and by plotting the equity curve starting flat every day you can see the equity run up and the drawdown, which is helpful because by observing the maximum drawdown we can get an idea of how big our stops need to be. So today was one of those days where it drew down about $950 or so. So today you would have needed a $1,000 stop, but on most days it goes about $750 will cover it. But notice my loss limit here I have set at 2250, which is 1125 per contract, and that was enough to not get stopped out here. And then so after that it was straight up from there, and in spite of these drawdowns that it had several times today, up and down, really volatile, it managed to come back and hit its goal. So ultimately a wide stop, room enough for the loss limit is required. Now the first equity high here was $1,500, so it's conceivable you could have a lesser target of say $1,400 or $1,500 and a lower stop loss, maybe $750 or so. And none of this would have happened here. You would have got out. And I've been talking about this the last couple of days about that my targets on my charts are probably higher than they need to be, but I'm doing so to show the potential of the auto trader. In any case, the DAX once again on the Super 14 tick hit its goal, and same on the 14 tick with the $2,000 goal, which we're going to look at next. Okay, so the DAX with the Super 14 tick with the $2,000 goal hit its goal and had some slippage, and had positive slippage. And so my loss limit here is 1,500, which is $750 a contract. What I forgot to mention on the last chart, this one, is that the drawdown was 1126 per contract. That is 2 contracts. So actually it looks like the drawdown here is more like just under 1,000. So that's really 500 per contract. So I think you could get away with 700 per contract as a drawdown in the DAX. I have it set at 1125, but I think it could actually be much less than that. In this case, the drawdown is total. This is 2 contracts that got stopped out here, so this is really only 500 per contract. And so same thing on the Super 14 tick. The drawdown here was a little bit more. It was like 1250. That's 625 per contract, and so it didn't get stopped out, and this went on to hit its goal and had positive slippage. So the DAX, one of the best markets to trade with the auto trader, without a doubt. Okay, so I've mentioned that I want to try to talk about more educational things. A couple of videos back I talked about using the advancing issues and declining issues to help you, to give you some market sentiment. So this is today, right here. The advanced declines it's 2684 advancers to 272 decliners. That's a ratio of 10 to 1. Only a few times in my life have I seen an advanced decline ratio of 10 to 1. So obviously, what does this tell you? And just think about it for a minute. What does this information tell you? I'm going to just pause for a second and let you think about that. But the answer is that if there's 10 stocks going up for every 2 stocks declining, every 1 stock. What that tells you is that the buyers are in control. This is clearly a day that you don't want to go short. And even though there might be some swings to the short side that could be profitable, the buyers are clearly in control here. And usually on these kind of days, the market closes at the high of the day into the close. So this kind of information can be very helpful. The next chart is a chart of the tick on a 2-minute chart. And if you plot a chart of the tick, you want to plot this using instrument settings is fine, because it's going to start at 9:30 and end at 4 o'clock, and that's fine. That's what you want. So I have 2 horizontal lines here. I adjust these every day, and you can see where the tick is making highs, and here that it's often going to 800 ticks, and most of the time it's going to it's kind of almost equal on the downside, and here there's a few where it went selling to 1,000 ticks on the downside. And so this is one way to get some kind of indication. Here this trend line is showing that the ticks are not making, they're making much lower highs and lower lows. So this could indicate a change in direction on a day like this, where you get some indication that the ticks are hitting their maximums to the downside and going lower on the upside. And right now the market is actually declining from its highs of the day. It's been really strong to the upside. I'm going to bring over a chart of the E-mini S&P, and we can see here that we had the high of the day here at the 1 o'clock hour, and then a lower high. And then if I kind of tighten up the chart, we can see how the day went, so pretty strong movement to the upside. And then we're getting some resistance here. And so if it breaks this kind of resistance area here, then we could see a change in trend. And this is one way to tell, but it's still about an hour left in trading. This could be temporary. It's just really hard to tell on a day like this with the advancing and declining issues so strong. My gut feeling is that this decline we're seeing is somewhat temporary, maybe just profit taking, and that this would rally strong into the close. We'll see how it turns out to be interesting. Okay, so back to our E-mini S&P on a 987 Heikin-Ashi chart. This did 1450 for the day, and here's the entirety of the session. It hit its goal by 10 o'clock, so in 30 minutes of trading. You can see the losers here on the equity curves, very, very small losers, and the winner's much bigger. That's exactly what you want. And so the goal on this, I suspect, is 1525, a loss limit of 925. That's a nice ratio there, 3-2. And so we hit our goal here. Probably had a little bit of slippage here, but very nice performance. Okay, the DAX on a Super Enco 6-tick. So I've been plotting this chart for a while, and it's done pretty good, but I decided to add a higher time frame filter on this, and this actually worked out. This is the first time I've done this on this chart. So I went with a Super Enco 10 as the higher time frame filter, and the goal on this is 2050. So this hit its goal and probably had some slippage. It first made an equity high of about $900 here, and then within a half hour of trading it made an equity high of $1,600. So being that this is a smaller chart, I believe a lower goal would probably actually be more appropriate for this chart, maybe like 1,500, because we wouldn't have went through this drawdown here, which almost gave back all the profits, but then it came back, obviously, and ultimately brought us up to 1925 and probably hit our goal and had some slippage. Okay, here's the NASDAQ on a 150 Heikin-Ashi chart, the session in its entirety. Our first equity high was about $500 here, and we drew down several times, the most being $300 or $150 per contract, and then we came up to a P&L of 980, and our goal on this is 1250, so shy of our goal, and it doesn't look like it traded again there. I think what happened is we probably hit our goal, but by the time we got out, looks like some strong action here, some high volatility. By the time we got out of the trade, we had some major slippage. Okay, the E-mini S&P on a Super Anko 6 tick. This is trading 3 contracts, you can see here, and has a goal at 1200, so that's basically 400 per contract. We have fixed targets at 20 and 40 ticks, a limit order with a 2-tick pullback, and so this hit its goal within 30 minutes of trading. It had really small losers here, only drew down about 150 per contract, no, about 75 per contract. And then it came back with this really nice winner here and another couple of winners here and pushed us to our goal. Okay, next is the NASDAQ on a 987 Heikin-Ashi chart, and this had an equity high right here of about $1,000 early in the session. And I'll just kind of make this chart a little bigger here. So we had several small losers in a row. So again, this is what you want, the Autotrader being able to absorb several small losing trades here that resulted in a total drawdown of about $300. That's only 150 per contract in these very small losers here, but it was able to absorb several until it got to the big winner, which was here, and this came from a $300 deficit and brought our equity up to 1,000, and then another small loser here, and then we drew down again a bunch of losers here. We gave it most of it back and had a bigger drawdown. A lot of volatility on this chart, but we came back and we're currently long, closed P&L of 345 and currently long an open P&L of almost 200. So a pretty volatile day, but on this one we have the profit goal at 1550, so shy of our goal obviously. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.